Ho, 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 and welcome to day 5 of this Christmas calendar. Today, the topic is prompting and writing prompts, and I want to give you a bit of a promise that by the end of this video and by the end of this gift of today, you will have the ability to create prompts in a world-class category and an A tier or even S tier quality that will make a lot of people that are hired as so-called prompt engineers envious of the quality that you're going to be able to output. Because a lot of the things that we've seen in the past couple of years has been that AI has come in. How do we use it? And one of the things that we do is we take a task that you want to achieve and do, and we promptify it, meaning we're turning something from what was an idea of a task, an SOP, a description of how to do something, into a prompt that takes in the input that it needs to produce the output or the thing that you wanted to produce. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to share with you the 4-step process and the 4 steps that we use to producing top tier quality prompts. And before we get into it, one thing that I want to highlight is being able to produce really high quality prompts is really going to be the thing that makes your company be able even to survive the wave of AI that is yet to come and just wipe out entire markets. This is probably one of the reasons why we've been able to more than double the potential capacity that we have and be able to increase the output that we have. So we are now seeing a multiple of 4 in efficiency from the same resources at a far lower cost and a high or far higher output and throughput. So being able to use this, you're going to be able to actually do a lot of things. Because if you use AI to create your marketing, write your ads, write your email, write your LinkedIn posts, and you now currently just go to ChatGPT, it's really not going to work that well. And the reason for it is because what previously was new and novel when ChatGPT was released just at this time, really 3 years and 1 week, so back in November 2022, it was new. You could ask ChatGPT to create something and it was really good. But now everyone uses AI and it's no longer the differentiator. And what happens is that if you're using AI in the wrong way, meaning you're not doing your prompts well and right, you're basically at the best case going to be dead average. Because if everyone uses it, the output is going to be regressed to the mean and it's no longer going to be the best. Hence, you need to optimize it. And that is why we have prompts. That is why we're going to have this as day 5 of this Christmas calendar, because it's so essential in really being able to produce any sort of output. And the reason why we're also creating this is because this will be able to give you the opportunity to take a process you have, turning that into a prompt, and you can take that prompt and turn that into a guide, a lead magnet, something that you can use to produce a specific output, or something that you can use to generate a lead or valuable piece of content. Because there's a lot of things that you do today that could be turned into what we call a AI powered microservice. And what I'm going to go through today is really how you can create your prompts, the process for creating them, the process for testing them, optimizing them, and then putting them into a lead magnet. Because yesterday in day 4, Lasse, the other B2B Santa, showed you how to take his golden nuggets and small gifts and turn them into a pretty gift by taking your expertise and making that into a world-class asset that you can use to generate leads and generate business. I'm going to follow up on that. So if you haven't watched that, I highly recommend go back to day 4 and watch that, because that teaches you the process and gives you a couple of prompts which you can use in this video, but which will give you an introduction to what type of assets we're really talking about. I'm not going to go into the polish. I'm going to go into how you can create the prompts and turn your tasks and processes and activities into microservices. So let's get into it. So really, if you haven't gone through it, at this point, we've used a lot of prompts. So we have prompts in day one where we taught you and you got the prompts to understand your audience better. We have prompts in how to craft your unique offering in day two. And we have prompts to how to create your lead magnets in day four. So really, you have a lot of prompts already. And those prompts in itself, as you saw, they were all lead magnets. They were lead magnets on building your audience. It were lead magnets on building your offering. And it was lead magnets on building lead magnets. So in today's video, we're going to go through the process where you can take your tasks, your activities, the things you do, turning them into prompts, which you then in turn can turn into resources. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So really, the very first step that we do is that we need to reverse engineer the task at hand. Like, what's the thing that you can do for your clients or for potential clients or prospects and leads that they will get value from? Because there are things that they struggle with, that they have challenges with, stuff like that, which will help you get ideas for what you can help them with. So one example is if you go back to your ICP memo. So basically day one of this Christmas calendar, and I'm just going to open the screen now. So if you go back to day one, you will by the end of this day have a long description of your audience. And what I would recommend you to do with that is I would take that and I would put that into the reverse engineering of task, which is a process of figuring out what tasks do you need to do. So actually, I've created a document which you can access here. So click here to see the Google Doc with the prompts used. And you can take this. So this is the first prompt. And what you can do is that you can take this and copy this together with your ICP memo and say, give me ideas for what type of microservices or prompts I can create for this audience. So I want to give you an example. So I'm going to open ChatGPT, and what I actually have here is that I've taken the first prompt of coming up with ideas. So in the document, you have this in terms of reverse engineering the task, basically figuring out what type of tasks you can do. So what I've done is that I've taken this prompt and I've pasted that into ChatGPT. And one thing that I've also done is that I've taken our ICP memo and offer details and I've added those in so that the task now can really take both the audience we have, but also really what we do and create a couple of ideas for prompts that we can run based on that. So I'm going to find the list. So here I will then have an analysis of basically what is it we do, what's the audience, what's important to them, stuff like that. And then it's going to be able to draft up microservices from top of funnel, middle of funnel to bottom of funnel, which we then again can create into assets. So here you have the audience map generator, high safety outbound domain planner, non-tacky positioning draft, offer architect blueprint. You have a lot of different ideas, both for top, middle, and bottom of funnel, so that we can have a lot of, let's say, assets that we can create into lead magnets. So basically taking the service on what people in our audience struggle with and turning those into microservices, which basically in this case is going to be prompts. So what I've then done is that I've taken one of those that I like the most, because here you can see it's 22 different ones. If you create all of those 22, you will have a really good, I'll say, library of assets which you can market. So what I did is that I took the educational email sequence writer. So again, very little context, added in, I got the task spec. So the task spec is when we get to a point where we're almost ready to get this to become something more. So what I'm then going to do is this tells us a lot of what we want to have and what we want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this and I'm going to go into PandaPrompts. So PandaPrompts is a tool that we built to help you create prompts, save prompts, test prompts, and optimize prompts. And there are a couple of things there. So you can create a prompt simply by going to create prompt and adding it in. But before you can do anything, what you need to do is that you need to go to API keys, click the Open Router dashboard, get your key, paste it in, save it, because it's free to use from our end, but you need to have an AI that can run on the back end. So if you create a prompt, you can just take the full task spec, punch it in, and create a prompt from it. One thing that I've also done already is that in the document, you have a draft a prompt. So this is a prompt that will help you take the task spec and create a prompt from it. So I could, in several examples, just take all of this, go to the chat, and just like, hey, task, create the prompt based on the task spec above. So that's one way of doing it. So one part of our business is helping you come up with ideas for what prompts you can generate. So actually, one of the things that I've done is that I've created the reverse engineering a task prompt. And this is a prompt that will help you be able to reverse engineer. And again, that's what you have in this document. So I can then use this to run a test to see, okay, I want to reverse engineer a task and then use that task to then take the next step. So you can actually create the prompts and you can paste in the prompts that you already have in this document into PandaPrompts and then be able to generate from it. So if I use that, so if I view that, I go to test and optimize. I want to, so look at the input data. So I want to describe the task that I want to reverse engineer. So the task that I want to reverse engineer, I'm just going to clean this up a bit. Like so. Now it's just easier to see. So the task that I want to reverse engineer is the task of writing LinkedIn posts. Thought leader posts on LinkedIn to share my unique takes and news. It should be able to query me for my unique perspective and knowledge and use that to draft ideas and posts. List the specific objectives and outcome you want to achieve. I want to achieve ideation of, or I want to extract my unique takes and draft ideas as well as writing posts. Identify the key input data points required to achieve the desired output. Query me about my unique takes and perspectives and what topics my business address. Pretty simple output reference. I'm just going to do an A for now, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to run a test. So this will then take what you already have, it will put that through, and it will help me reverse engineer this task. And again, you can just create these predefined prompts by the document that you already have. So I'm going to then just take this, I'm going to go through this and take this task that we get now output. I'm going to take it to the next step, which is the creation of that prompt. So based on input, provided reverse engineering protocol, task deconstruction, essential data components, reverse engineer prompt frame, next step. So I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to go to my prompts again. And I have the generate prompt based on task spec. So I'm going to run that. I'm going to paste in my task spec. I'm just going to up the tokens and run test again. Now we will then get a prompt that we then can use. So again, the purpose of this task is writing thought leadership posts for LinkedIn. And now I will have a prompt that I can give someone to then draft that for me. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go through the process. So here we go. It cropped it a bit, but here I have then that one. So I can now run this. So I can take this, I can create prompt, just say hello. Actually, I'm going to paste that in, generate prompt. Is it going to generate the prompt? I'm just going to replace all that with the thing that I saved. So LinkedIn thought leadership posts. Save prompt. So I would then be able, based on this, to really do what I want. So I can go to ChatGPT, save it. Just help me do this. And yeah, I can just go with it. So what topic or news are you interested in focusing on today? So let me actually dictate this. So I want to create a post about how trust is paramount in B2B marketing and is the one currency that a lot of marketing and sales initiatives really forget about, and what the different things that are required for trust would be, the subfacets, and how to actually build them. So we're going to let that then go. So it will then create a post. It will take that. So now it will get my angle, the contrarian, also most common belief in building trust in B2B. Then I can go through this. So this in itself is now a lead magnet that I can create. So I could theoretically take this prompt, I could go in, I could go to GPTs, I could create a new GPT, I could take this in, and that could become a lead magnet. Another thing that I could do is I could take this, I could go to and create a page. So I can create a page. I'm going to do this like the LinkedIn dot leader GPT or post prompt, create a blank page. I can go in and add this. So I can then take this, I could take the code, I can paste in the entire prompt. Just let's make the text a bit smaller. I could take that, I can make this a heading and saying how to create LinkedIn thought leader posts in under 5 minutes, anchored in your unique takes and perspectives. So welcome to this guide, to this resource where you'll get the prompt we use to draft LinkedIn thought leader posts in the blink of an eye. And here I would be able then to go in, I could work this out, I can generate more of this and really publish it, and then I would have a page. So I could then use this as a lead magnet. So I can take this, I can then share this. And what I would want to do is I would want to have a description, a process, what it is, what it's going to be about, those types of things. And then I will have a lead magnet. And I could then also, based on this, really just like click to help you use this better. We've created a custom GPT for you built on this framework. And then click here to open and use the custom GPT. And then I could, within ChatGPT, go to GPTs, explore, create, paste an entire prompt, and LinkedIn thought leadership posts. Would be able to do that. And I would be able to create everyone with the link. And now I'm just rushing this, just showing you the process. Again, now we have a couple of terms that we can't really use. So that is what we need to do and what we need to fix. LinkedIn is a trademark, so we can't really use that. Let's see if the space fixed that for us. Okay, so there's still something that we need to do. Let's just call it thought leader posts and see if this saves it. Again, the process when you have the task at hand, which you have the prompts reverse engineer, is really straightforward. So again, now in a very short time, what I've been able to do is I've been able to, let me just select the logo, just add our logo to it. And there we go. Now I really just have a page. So again, this is a horrible looking page, but it shows you a bit of the process to take what you have and create prompts from it. And the prompts could be then turned into custom GPTs, which you then again could use as lead magnets to generate leads. Again, there are plenty of ways of doing this. There are really no set way, but this is one way that you can take what you have, turn those into prompts, and turning those prompts into lead magnets that you can use to generate your leads. So with that being said, if you have any questions regarding this, regarding PandaPrompts, regarding any part of this process altogether, reach out. Like, we're open on email, like team@buroventures.com. And also you can just reply to an email. So at the top of this page, you have get all gifts. That will allow you to get all of the 24 gifts for the Christmas calendar. And we also have a bit of a surprise for you. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you want a surprise, click that one. And one final thing that I wanted to ask you was that if you want to take this and actually have us help you generate the prompts and the lead magnets for you and build an entire setup and a system that will allow you to not only attract leads, but nurture them automatically, segment them automatically so that you can see who are the interested ones, who are the qualified ones, who are most eager about what you have and what you guys provide, then click down below, book a call, because we have a system that will allow you to run a 95% automated AI-powered marketing system where you own the assets, you own the structure, you own the setup, and you're no longer going to be reliant on referrals or third-party agencies charging you like an arm and a leg just to run something. And when they stop or when you fire them because they didn't get results, you lose the entire thing that was set up. So if you want a system that works 24/7, it's 95% automated, and you want to avoid being reliant on referrals, click down below, schedule a call, and we'll give you a private one-on-one walkthrough of the system so that you can see what it is, how it works, what you're going to get from it, and then take the next step. Again, I want to just add a small disclaimer. That system doesn't fit every company, so there will be some questionnaires in the booking form, but also after you've scheduled, that will allow us to figure out if your company company profile and your situation is something that would be able to take on this. Because if it's not, we don't want to waste your time, and we will reserve the right of just canceling that call and providing you with assets that are more appropriate given the current state and also what you guys do. But with that, if this was useful, please share it online and let us know. And you now have the process to take your process, turning that into a series of tasks, turning those tasks into prompts, turning those prompts into lead magnets. So with that, I wish you a great rest of your day, and ho ho ho, B2B Santa checking out. Have a good one.